What's going on, you guys? I'm Mitchell with Mitchell's Lawn Care. Welcome to the channel. Well, not good news, as the title suggests. Small issue with the tractor. Can't get the project done that I wanted to get done until I address it. So let's see what's going on with it. Alright, you guys, so those that have been following me for a while on Instagram and YouTube know that the Yanmar SA424 is nothing new to me, but I've had this thing for I think 5 years now. Never had any issues with it. Always done the proper preventative maintenance, yada yada yada. But we all know that equipment requires some keep up, some stuff like that. Okay. Well, I noticed yesterday using it that I had to keep adjusting the RPM and the throttle on it. And today, way worse, to where when I would throttle up to, like, let's say 2500 RPM, I could see the throttle lever coming back down. Now, I'm exaggerating, but I could see it moving and the RPMs lowering down. So, did a little bit of research, and unfortunately, under the dash, which is never easy to get to, is a friction disc that the throttle lever right here, the throttle lever is mounted to, okay? And that friction disc controls how quickly or easily the throttle lever goes up and down and holds RPM. I'm no mechanic, so if my terminology is off, don't beat me up. But with that being said, I figured, hey, great time to put this on the channel if someone else may have this issue. But I've already removed the steering wheel because I've got to get this dash off to get to the friction disc, which is under this. There's two pieces of plastic. Let me show you. Okay, so this top section of the dash has got to come off. There's three 10 millimeter bolts, one here, one in the center. I don't even know if y'all can see that, but if this light will adjust, yes. So one here, one in the center, and one over on the other side. I've got to loosen those bolts so this top piece will come up and off, and then there is another 10 millimeter bolt here and on the other side, so I can pull the two lower sections out to access the friction disc, which is right under here. So I'm not going to record the whole process, just give you a step-by-step thing. Okay, so I'm going to start with loosening these three bolts, this bolt right here on the right, the bolt on the left. Again, I've already taken off the steering wheel, super easy. It's just got one little nut. You may be able to make it out down there. Let's see, yeah, right down there. And then this headlight, hazard light control thing right there just pops off. Alrighty, so let's dive into that. Alright, you guys, so I got that off, and let me show you what I did. Also found one little snag that I've never done this before, and I didn't read any instructions. I'm just diving into it, okay? Self-taught. So let me show you what I've done. Alrighty, so again, like I said, I got the steering wheel already off. The top part of the dash, got it all loose, okay? I left it at this part because I really don't need to take it off. I'd have to take off the end of this knob and undo the instrument cluster. Really not necessary, okay? I told you the bolt down at the bottom, got that off, disconnected the ignition, okay? And let me walk around on the other side. Alrighty, over here, this was the assembly that for the turn signals, hazard lights, and headlight switch. Okay, so it disconnected that, super easy. Undid the bolt over here, and the only other snag was it's a two-piece lower section, okay, and it had this one little bolt right there, right underneath the steering column that I had to loosen up. Okay, so the dash is all taken apart, and what we're working on is this little guy right in there. I don't even know if you can see it. Alright guys, here we go. So right in there, as you can see, there's a friction disc and two nuts. Okay, the camera is all wonky focus, and I can't do anything about that right now. So there we go. So I've got to loosen those two nuts, adjust this friction disc, tighten everything back up, and hopefully fix the issue. Alright you guys, so right in there I loosened the bottom nut, okay, and the top nut, which is closest to the friction disc, it actually allowed me to tighten the throttle bar, and it is going to work. Okay, so I'm going to get everything snug back up and put the dash back together. Alright you guys, just like that. So I got the steering wheel put back on, got the dash all put back together. Okay, just a quick run through again. 3 bolts for the top dash, 2 bolts on the bottom for the lower halves, and then 1 right under the steering column. Okay, you'll need a 24mm socket to get the nut off for the steering wheel. Okay, very easy. It didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. Okay, let me just show you real quick the tools that you'll need to do this. Okay, so I've got a 14mm wrench, a 10mm, a Phillips head screwdriver, and then I've got my socket with the 10mm socket on it, okay, with the extension. That's what I needed to get under the steering column, okay, and then a 24mm socket for the steering wheel. Alrighty, very easy fix, and this throttle is a lot more stiff now than what it should. There's a lot more friction with it, okay? And I probably put it a little snugger than I should have, or more snug than I should have, but hopefully that'll last me longer. This tractor's about 230 hours, okay, and that's the first adjustment to the throttle that I've had to make. Now, you may not have a SA424, so I can't help you on other tractors, but I'm almost certain that a lot of these parts are, you know, the same across tractor brands. So I'm certain that if you've got a throttle similar to this one, there's a friction disc underneath it that you can tighten in the event that yours is loose. Okay, so try and source these things yourself instead of going somewhere and spending a kind of money. So this didn't cost me a thing but a little bit of time and frustration, because I was trying to get another project done and it got delayed. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I greatly appreciate it. First repair here in the shop. So I am going to do a complete shop tour once things settle down here and I get all moved in. So I know some guys want to see it. So there's a lot going on in here right now, and I just want to get everything moved in, get situated, whatever, let things calm down, and I'll do a complete full shop tour. Alrighty, again, friction disc fix on the throttle cable for the SA424. Thanks guys for tuning in. We'll see you next video.